Hello guys, so now let us continue here the topic of listening skills as a part of soft skills. Yeah, in the previous class we have discussed how we can become a good listener. But how to improve our listening skills? Okay, here are some tips. Right, improving our listening skills. Is it clear? Right. Okay, let us see how to become a proficient listener. See, there are some skills which help you to be proficient in active listening. You see, what makes you a good listener? How to become a good listener? Here are some points. First one, suspending judgment. So remember, most of the candidates, when they try to listen to a topic, whatever it may be, general or in your life or any opinion, so they are preoccupied with some notion. Is it clear? Right? Is it clear? So avoid here such position. Is it clear? When you listen to something, first, don't have any opinion in your mind. Clear your mind. Is it clear? And suspend the judgment. For example, you are listening to a lecture on the statehood of Telangana or farmers' issues or farm bills like that. Is it clear? Right? Here, farm bills here, which are framed by central government and which are repealed recently. So you are listening to a lecture on the farm bills. Okay, whether they are good or bad, here a lecture is given by someone. Is it clear? At that moment, what do? If you hate central government because you are the supporter of some opposition party and you are you hate the party in the central government, power in the central government. Is it clear? Then, if you think here negatively while listening to the lecture on the farm bills given by a professor, what do you believe here? You always think that the professor should say the farm bills are bad only to the farmers. Is it clear? Right? If you like that central government and hate other opposition parties, you think that professor should praise here the farm bills like that. Okay? Like that you will be preoccupied with some notions. Okay, you will take a judgment on that opinion and you expect the same to be delivered by that your professor, delivered by the speaker on the topic. Is it clear? Don't do that. When you come to listen to some things, a particular topic, first thing is keep an open mind and suspend the judgment. That is the first quality to become a good listener. Suspending the judgment. The skill consists of keeping an open mind. That is, you do not have any preconceived notions about the speaker or the subject. Is it clear? Don't frame any opinion on the speaker. Don't frame any opinion on the subject. Keep an open mind. And filter out any likes or dislikes about the style or delivery, etc. This is very, very important to become a good listener, to understand the speaker well. Right? Concentrate on understanding the speaker and hear his complete message without interrupting him. Most of us here, we don't like to listen to the speaker throughout his speech. Is it clear? Because we expect here, we think that he is going to say something bad only. He is he is going to say a completely opposite here from my opinion. So don't get into such emotions. Right? Keep an open mind. Hear his complete message without interrupting. Okay? Make him aware that you have understood him. Right? So, while suspending judgment, do not agree or disagree with the speaker. This is the first point. You do not ask him questions in the middle. You do not give advice and do not start solving the problems. You do not speak and but let the other person speak. These are very, very important here to become an active listener, to understand the speaker well. Remember how they influence you a lot. For example, you have friends, you have 2 common friends or 3-4 common friends. Is it clear? One friend approaches you and comments something bad, okay, on other friend. Is it clear? Other common friend. First, when you listen to your friend A, isn't it? You think he is correct, right? In absence of this friend A, if you listen to friend B, what friend B says, you think B is correct. Is it clear? Right? Both concepts are wrong. Is it clear? When you listen to someone, don't agree with them, don't disagree with them also. If you agree, there is some problem. If you disagree also, there is something problem. If you agree, what happens? He may not be correct or she may not be correct. Is it clear? If you disagree with them, what happens here? They don't like to share their feelings with you next time. You lose that friendship. Is it clear? Are you getting me? Right? For example, you are listening to a friend. He is making comments on other, okay, common friend of both of you. Right? When you listen to one friend, if you agree with him completely, there may be some problem. He may not be correct. Is it clear? Even if you disagree with him, next time what happens? He starts sharing his feelings, okay, with you. Right? So, what is the good quality of a listener? First, don't agree or disagree with the speaker. Just keep an open mind. And don't take any decision at that moment. While listening, don't take any judgment. Right? And do not ask him questions. And do not give advice. Okay, so many you listen to your colleagues' problems, they share their problems with you. Is it clear? Just listen to them. Try to understand their problems. Is it clear? But do not give them advice. You may ask me why. Right? If they ask you for your advice, then give them advice. Unnecessarily, just when they try to share their feelings, don't take the role of an advisor, because they are not asking you to give advice. Is it clear? Right? And they are not asking you to solve their problems. They know you can't solve their family problem. Is it clear? Just they are sharing their feelings with you. Just to vent out their feelings. Is it clear? Right? Just you show that you show interest and you paraphrase and you pay attention to their speaking and show that you have understood them. Is it clear? Through your response. How you respond? Okay, understand their problem. Okay, clearly. Yeah, this is your problem. I think, am I right? Like that, you paraphrase. Okay? You do not speak, but let the other person speak. Remember, in the world, okay, the speakers are not appreciated here. The listeners are appreciated here. If you lend your ears to someone, to your friend, that friend likes you very much. If you go on speaking, they don't like you. Right? Listeners only liked very much. Is it clear? Right? Next one. Second thing is attending skills. This consists of giving a response to the speaker while he is speaking by doing the following. By maintaining eye contact, by head nods, by making suitable sounds. Yeah, is it? Okay, like that, just you give some responses, some sounds. By making verbal responses. Yeah, is it? Yeah, is that correct? Okay, it happened like this. Am I right? Okay, this is the problem. Am I right? Like that, just you respond. Okay, you mean by this. What I understood is this one. Right? So make some verbal responses. Next, clarification. This means doing two things. Checking the meaning of the words you do not understand. Checking with the speaker whether you have followed the subject correctly. During the technical discussions, this skill should be used extensively for both the words and the subject matter. Right? This is very, very important. You have to take clarification. If you don't know the particular meaning of particular word, right? You better take clarification. Because especially engineering students, when you listen to the lectures, the lecturers your professors think that you know here those basics, you know those words, and they go on using some unfamiliar words to in the class. It may be in your technical subjects. It may be the word related to your technical subject. When you don't know, just better ask them, sir, you use this word. Ma'am, you use this word here. May I know here? I don't know this word here. Okay, what does it mean? Right? You can ask. Because it is a technical term. Right? Better take the clarification. Okay? Next one. Summarization. After the speaker finishes speaking, you repeat back to him in a very short manner the main points of what he has said to you. Is it clear? Next, apart from the speaking skills mentioned above, there is one more skill which is undoubtedly the most important skill of active listening. It is called paraphrasing. What is it, paraphrasing? Yeah, let me tell you what is it. A person is speaking to you. While doing so, he pauses to find out your reaction. At that time, if you repeat back to him shortly in your own words what you have understood him to say, then you have paraphrased him. Yeah, this is what you mean. Am I right? Like that, whatever you have understood, you just paraphrase in one sentence. Is it clear? Right? So you said here, according to this formula here, according to this principle, this engine works here, like that. Okay, whatever you have understood, just you repeat it in one sentence. That is called paraphrasing. In that I will tell you here in the paraphrasing what to do. Very important one. Next, in paraphrasing, you capture in a short statement the essence of what he has said. In active listening, you paraphrase for two reasons. Right? What are the two reasons? To check whether you have understood what the person has said, that is one reason. Next one, to show him that you are trying to understand him. At the same time, he comes to know that you are paying attention to him. These two are very, very important things. Right? One is, you have to check yourself whether you have correctly followed him or not. Whether you have understood him or not. And next thing is that you are showing him that you are paying attention to him. Is it clear? Right? At least you are trying to understand him. Next. Paraphrasing has two positive uses. What are those? Even if you have paraphrased the other person wrongly, he will have the opportunity to correct you one, and the misunderstanding will be removed. This is the main thing. Even if you understand him in a wrong way, he will get the opportunity to correct you, and so that you can avoid a misunderstanding. This is the one. Second one, if someone asks you a difficult or unclear question and you cannot answer at once, paraphrasing will give you time to think and answer. Right? If someone asks you a difficult or unclear question, you cannot answer at once. This one here, paraphrasing will give you time to think and answer. how here, let us see. You are paraphrasing here. Okay. So how to paraphrase? I will give you here one example. Right? Let us take an example. You are working in a factory for 2 years. Another person has joined the factory 2 months ago and has become your friend. One day, as the two of you are having tea together, the other person says to you, right? See this. What did he say here? He says like this. My boss, Mr. Raghavan, is a real tyrant. I have to work daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. I am not able to pay attention to my children. I am sick and tired of working in this factory. Is it clear? These are the words exactly shared here by your friend or your colleague, okay, with you. Right? How do you respond? What did you understand? Is it clear? Let us analyze those sentences. First sentence, my boss, Mr. Raghavan, is a real tyrant. Tyrant means a dictator. Right? So in this one, name is there, it contains a name, and criticism. We are criticizing and criticism of regarding the boss. And harsh words. Hard words are harsh words. Is it clear? Criticism and harsh words. Next, second sentence. I have to work from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. This is fact only. Third one. I am not able to pay attention to my children. Yeah, that is also maybe fact only. Right? Next, I am sick and tired of working in this factory. Again, there something criticism, harsh words, and controversy. Is it clear? So that is a fourth statement is a negative opinion regarding the factory or boss. First one is also negative opinion, criticism, and harsh words. Right? Then how to paraphrase this one? Right? While paraphrasing, you avoid names, criticism, harsh words, and controversy. You avoid these four. Don't use names, don't use criticism, don't use harsh words, don't use statements of controversy. You only stick firmly to the facts. Stick firmly to the facts only. You avoid the emotional content of the statement. You start the paraphrase by using the words. In other words, I understand that, it appears that, etc. Okay? It seems, okay, it appears, I understand that. Okay, like that. Use these words here while paraphrasing. See how it is paraphrased here in one sentence briefly. It appears that your working hours do not allow you to pay attention to your children. Is that right? Yeah, that's it. Okay? Right? Even if it is wrong also, he will correct you. Right? So, see here, what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages here? For example, for first statement, my boss Mr. Raghavan is a real tyrant. I have to work daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. I am not able to pay any attention to my children. I am sick and tired of working in this factory. Now, these are the words shared by your colleague with you. Right? For example, suppose you agree with him or with her, with your colleague. What happens? If you agree, yes, our boss is very tyrant, he is a dictator, he is very sadistic, right? He is very cruel. If you agree with that person, in future, what happens? Your colleague may get promotion, and your colleague may become close to boss, and your colleague may reveal your words, your opinion to that boss, then you will be in trouble in future. Got it now? Right? If you agree with him, with your colleague, and saying, yes, our boss is very dictator, very cruel, very sadistic fellow, if you say like that, what happens? Okay, first, okay, you will enjoy only. You think, okay, you are supporting your colleague. You think like that. But in future, your colleague may get some promotion and your colleague may become close with your boss. Then at that time, to become very close to boss and get some increments, the same colleague who expressed some displeasure against boss, he may disclose your opinion to the boss and you will be in trouble. Got my point? Okay? So especially in the workplace, in the corporate culture, your colleagues come to you, they try to share their feelings with you and they make some comments on your HOD or on your boss, they make some comments. Is it clear? Right? Just to listen and try to understand their problem. But don't agree with them. Don't pass your judgment. Don't pass your comment on your HOD or your principal or your boss. Why? The same thing happens. Right? What happens? The same colleague here will be promoted soon. And future, that colleague may reveal your words to the boss. Then you will be in trouble. Right? This is a problem if you agree with the speaker immediately and if you just take judgment, if you make judgments and pass comments. Is it clear? And another side here, if you disagree with your colleague, no, our boss is not like that, our boss is good like that. That is also not good. Don't disagree with them. If you disagree with that person, next time they stop sharing their feelings with you. You lose that friendship. Are you getting me? Yes. So, while listening, don't agree with them, don't disagree with them, but try to understand their problem. Is it clear? And paraphrase on what you have understood like this. While paraphrasing, avoid names, avoid criticism, avoid harsh words, avoid controversy. Just stick to facts only. And show that you have understood their problem. How? It appears that your working hours do not allow you to pay attention to your children. Is that right? That's it. This is the method of paraphrasing. Right? Next. Exercise on active listening. You see. Let us take here. In the worksheet given below, there are 6 statements made by one person to another person. You have to paraphrase the statements and write a brief response as per the procedure already explained to you. The paraphrase statements may start with stems. It sounds like, it appears that, it seems as though, I imagine that, like that. Now, let us come to the first one. First one. I wasted a lot of time in attempting the first question, and as a result, I had to hurry while answering the other questions. I don't know if the answers are good enough for me to pass the exam. This is the conversation between the 2 classmates in engineering college. Is it clear? The 2 classmates, after writing the exam, one person is sharing his feelings with his friend. Right? What the person said here? I wasted a lot of time in attempting the first question, and as a result, I had to hurry while answering the other questions. I don't know if the answers are good enough for me to pass. Right? Most of the time, how would you respond? How would you respond? Don't worry, you will pass. Don't worry here. Okay, we respond like that in a general way, right? But how are you saying, don't worry, okay, you will pass? Here, can you assure him that he would pass? No, it is not possible. It is not in your hands. Then how can you assure him that you would pass? That's not correct. Is it clear? And sometimes you will become an advisor. No, here you have to distribute the time for all questions. Next time here, don't waste time on the first question. Okay, you may say like this, right? But this is also wrong. Why? Already he experienced himself and he knew that he has wasted time. Is it clear? Right? Then what is the need of your advice? He has already experienced, no? Then why are you taking the role of an advisor? Right? So he is not expecting that from you. Then you may ask, sir, why did he share his feelings with me? Just to vent out his feelings only. So definitely you are not an advisor. He is not asking any advice from you. Okay, you are not the problem solver also. Is it clear? Because he has already realized that he has wasted time on the first question. Is it clear? Then how? Right? How to respond? Just to show that you have understood, okay, his problem, your friend's problem. What is that? Yeah. I hope you are worrying about your pass marks since you have hurried for answering the remaining questions. That's it. Okay, what is his problem? He is worrying regarding his pass marks. Right? Why? Since he has hurried while answering the other questions. That's it. Yeah, it seems that you are worrying for pass marks. Right? That's it. Don't take the role of an advisor. Don't take the role of a problem solver. Is it clear? Because he is not expecting that from you. Okay? Right. Next. This is also between two friends. Second one. Jyotsna came to my house and said to me, Amita, who is saying like this? Jyotsna is saying like this. Amita, I would love to have lunch with you, but after the last fiasco, I think I won't take the risk again. I will never speak to her again. Is it clear? Who is saying like this? Jyotsna came to my house and said to me, okay, right? Regarding what here, Jyotsna is sharing her experience with this one here, right? Jyotsna came to my house and said to me, Amita, I would love to have lunch with you, but after the last fiasco, I think I won't take the risk again. I will never speak to her again. Is it clear? Right? And one friend is, okay, this is also part, right? Okay. So here, don't get confused here. Here, there are two friends here. One common, okay. What is that here? Who is sharing with you now? Who is sharing with you now? Here is some problem, you see, in the punctuation. What is that here? Who is sharing their feelings with you? Amita is sharing, okay, her feelings with you. Just try to understand the context. Amita is sharing her experience with you. Right? Okay? And Jyotsna came to my house and said to me, Jyotsna came to Amita's house. Right? Jyotsna came to Amita's house and said to Amita like this, Amita, I would love to have lunch with you. Here the sentence ends with punctuation. Right? Again now, Amita is sharing with you now. But after the last fiasco, I think I won't take the risk again. I will never speak to her again. Who is saying like that? Amita is sharing with you regarding Jyotsna. Okay? Is it clear? Jyotsna is the common friend to you. Jyotsna is common friend to Amita and to you. Right? Then how would you react with Amita? Yeah, don't agree with Amita. Don't disagree with Amita. If you agree with Amita, right? And later on here, this Amita will reveal your feelings, okay? Your feelings, your opinion to Jyotsna, and Jyotsna may misunderstand you, right? If you disagree with Amita, then also Amita will stop sharing her feelings with you in future. So both cases are wrong. Just how to respond? It seems that you have a bitter experience with Jyotsna. That's it. That is enough. Next one. Third one. Okay, here the punctuation problem in the second one. Third one. And your friend came. Okay, third one also between your friend and you. Next. My parents interfere a lot with whatever I want to do. They always keep advising me about everything. It's as if parents never want us to do what makes us happy. Your friend came to you and said like this. Okay? Your friend came to you and said like this. Yeah. Then how do you respond to your friend? If you agree with your friend, what is the problem? Yeah, parents do like this only. And I observed your parents also, they don't understand you. Like, right? They always advise you about everything. Is it clear? They don't understand our feelings. Like that. If you agree with your friend, what happens? You are creating a gap between, your friend and his parents. Is it clear? That is not good. Of course, now think of disagreeing. If you disagree with your friend, no, don't think like that. Parents will not do like that. They think of our welfare only. So don't think bad of your parents like this. Okay, if you disagree with your friend, next time your friend stops sharing his feelings with you. Right? That is the problem. So don't agree with your friend, don't disagree with your friend. Then how to respond? Yeah, it seems you have a lot of problem with your parents' interference. Or it seems you have lot of problem. Is it clear? You are worrying with what your parents' interference a lot. That's it. Don't say it is good or bad. Don't agree or disagree. Okay? Is it clear? Right. Are you getting me? Now let us go to the fourth one. This happens in most of the houses. Right? Think whether you have an elder brother or elder sister, or if you are the elder brother or elder sister, think of your younger brother or younger sister and see this situation. Younger brother to elder brother. Think your younger brother is approaching you or younger sister is approaching you like this and saying like this. You are much more intelligent than I am. And that's why mother is ashamed of me and she loves you more than she loves me. And I hate this. These are the words of your younger brother or younger sister. What is that? You are much more intelligent than I am. And that's why mother is ashamed of me. She loves you more than she loves me. And I hate this. These are the words, exact words of your younger brother or younger sister here to you. Then how would you respond? Generally, what do we do? No, don't think like that. Parents never do like this. They like us, equally. Okay, you think like that. You say like that. Generally. Right? If you say like this, what happens? You are disagreeing with your younger brother. When you are disagreeing with your younger brother or younger sister, will they feel happy? No. Then how do they feel? They say, they feel like this. I know here, you also support mom only because she likes you more. That's why you and mom both are same party. So I don't like you also. Is it clear? Right? Then next time your younger brother or younger sister starts sharing their feelings with you. Is it clear? That is not correct. So don't disagree with them. Right? And even don't agree with them. For that moment also don't agree with them. Yeah, I have observed here. Okay, mother likes me more because I get good marks. You also study well. Then she likes you. Okay, you may advise you like this. Right? If you agree with your younger brother, then what is the problem? You are creating a gap between your younger brother and your mom. Is it clear? And even you are advising your younger brother, you too study well, she likes you more. Okay. Then your younger brother may retort like this. No, I don't like studies here. Oh, I am good at sports, or I am good at singing, I am good at dancing. I like that one. You are good at books. You can't dance like me. Okay. So, I don't, that's why mother hates me. That is not right. He starts arguing. Is it clear? So, don't agree with your younger brother. If you agree, you are creating a gap between younger brother and mom. Is it clear? Don't disagree with them. If you disagree with them, they stop here sharing their feelings with you. Right? Don't take the role of a problem solver. Okay, if you say, yes, you study well, even I will tell mom here, okay, to give preference to you. Is it clear? To pay more attention to you. If you try to say like this, no, with your recommendation only mom likes me, but actually she doesn't like me. Here also your recommendation only. Right? So that is also a big problem. Okay? Don't do like that. So don't agree with the speaker. Don't disagree with the speaker. Don't become the advisor or the role of problem solver. Okay? For that moment at least. Is it clear? Then how to respond? Okay. It seems you are not getting enough attention that you deserve. Right, that's it. It seems you are longing for more attention from mom. You are longing for more love from mom. Is it clear? Longing means you are desiring. Is it clear? Right? Next one. Right? Now, this is also a situation in the college. Right? Fifth one. Arjun is jealous of my getting higher grades than him. He is such a poor sport that he shows it openly in the class. He tries to cut me out of so many activities. I think that's why he doesn't lend me his notes when I ask him to. Like that. So, your friend is making comments on Arjun. And Arjun may be your classmate or a common friend. Is it clear? At this time also, don't agree with your friend, don't disagree with friend. Is it clear? How to respond? How to respond? Think of it. It seems, it appears, right? What is that? What is the problem of your friend now? Read the sentence once again. Arjun is jealous of my getting higher grades than him. So avoid here. These are harsh words. Jealous is a harsh word. Criticism. He is such a poor sport. Okay, that is also criticism. Avoid this one. That he shows it openly in the class. He tries to cut me out of so many activities. This is the actual problem of your friend. Okay? Is it clear? This is the actual problem. I think that's why he doesn't lend me his notes when I ask him to. So what is the problem? It seems that you are worrying, okay, about here participating in many activities. Is it clear? What is that? You are worrying that you are not able to participate in many activities due to Arjun. That's it. Just focus only on the problem. Remaining is just criticism only. Arjun is jealous of my getting higher grades. This is criticism. He is such a poor sport. You avoid this criticism. Okay? And what is the problem? He tries to cut me out of so many activities. Is it clear? This is the actual problem of your friend. I think that's why he doesn't lend me his notes when I ask him to. Right? Is it clear now? So, you don't agree with him, don't disagree with him, don't here make comments on Arjun. Just summarize here, paraphrase in one sentence. That is, it seems that you are not able to participate in so many activities due to Arjun. That's it. Okay? Just focus on the problem only. Avoid all the harsh words. Got it now? Next. Yeah, sixth one, last one. These union meetings are a real pain in the neck. They never start on time. They give some time, but everyone strolls in as if they are really doing us a favor. I am really mad at being the only punctual person at these meetings. Yeah, try to understand this one. These union meetings are real pain in the neck. This is also criticism. Harsh word. Real pain in the neck. They never start on time. This is the actual problem. They give some time, but everyone strolls in as if they are really doing us a favor. Okay? Right? I am really mad. This is emotion. So avoid names, criticism, harsh words. Is it clear? Emotions. Stick to the fact. What is the actual problem of your colleague who is sharing this with you? What is the problem? It seems that you are worrying of the punctuality. Is it clear? Right? It seems that you are expecting all to be punctual. Is it clear? Right? That's only. It appears that. So, it seems that you are expecting all to be punctual, which is not happening. That's it. Okay. At least you have understood your friend. That's it. Okay. So, this is the way of responding, okay, in the corporate culture. In the corporate workplace. Is it clear? Even in engineering colleges, in any, okay, higher organizations, this is the way of responding. Okay. Don't agree with them. Don't disagree with them. Is it clear? Don't become an advisor. Don't become the problem solver. Just here understand them, understand their problem, and respond in one sentence. Show them that you have understood their problem. That's it. Is it clear? This is very, very important here. Okay, in a corporate cultures. Is it clear? If you don't follow these ethics, right, you will be in trouble in future. Okay, got it? Okay, guys, here let us stop this one, and in the next class we will go with another soft skill, that is assertiveness. Right, thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.